With the new year being here and no update in sight, I was pretty disappointed. And it's not because there was no update, but I feel like we've kind of been left with no expectations at all from the devs. I thought December was gonna be it. They would announce something. And it happened. We got a brand new resprite, and it wasn't one of the small ones, it was Sora level. Even though this wasn't a character, I was still pretty excited. And since it wasn't a character, I was expecting a date for the update, but unsurprisingly, there was no date. Again, this means the next patch could range from as soon as next month or as late as next year. I was pretty upset, but after about like 20 rewatches of this video, I realized we were in this spot before. The Sora resprite video dropped in the exact same way. We got the announcement, but no date at the end. So I guess all we need to do is compare when that Sora resprite dropped to when the actual patch dropped. Okay, so the Sora video dropped May 4th in 2019, and the update dropped February 13th of 2022. That's 9 months later. We better hope it's not that. Don't get too worried just yet. 1.2 was a huge update, so they had a lot of work to do in between the Sora resprite and the actual update. We got the announcement of recolors, as well as 2 entire characters who got announced. It kinda makes sense that there was such a big gap between. So instead of comparing the Sora resprite to the update, let's compare Sora to the first character being announced. So Sora was May, and Lucario was August. That's only 3 months. That is much more of a relieving amount of time than 9 months. It also sounds realistic. We are about to be 10 months deep into this current patch, so stuff has got to be at least close to done. It would be insane for them to think we would be okay waiting another 10 months or so for this next patch. So it has to be soonish. But it also can't be too soon, because if next month was a patch, we probably would have got the date in the video. Also, they probably don't want to blue ball Fraymakers since it's dropping this month, so At this point, I feel like they have 2 routes that they could possibly go down when it comes to dropping this patch. They could decide to do exactly what we've been talking about and drop what they have now in 3 months. This is what I will call the polish update. Don't forget, McCloud has been giving us small bite-sized information about the patch for over a year at this point on their Twitter. It's in the description if you want to check it out. Almost all of it has not been new though. It's all animation changes, sprite resprites, and small stuff like that. Even though they're not mind-blowing, dropping all of what they've shown with the Metaknight resprite and balance changes, we could have a pretty good update on our hands. It's not crazy to think that this is possible either. Everything they've shown us looks either done or near done, so yeah. Give it 3 months and we don't get new content exactly, but the game becomes a lot more polished. The next route they could go down is the one that would be more hype for the casuals, but for the diehards, we might be left starving for quite a long time. So instead of dropping an update in 3 months, they instead drop a character announcement. This is also not out of the possibility. It's been so long since the last character that it's almost a for sure thing that they have a character being made right now. So after 3 months, we get the character announcement and then have to wait another 5 or so to actually get the update. I am praying this does not happen. The game's been on the verge of dying so many times at this point that we just need a stable patch that most people enjoy. Even 3 months sounds kinda long. Please just give us an update. However, McCloud has a history with overdoing updates. Instead of giving us a patch for Crystal, a patch for Walu, a patch for Ryu, a patch for Lucario, and all of them. Instead, we got one really big patch with all of them at one time. Obviously, that's really cool, but if they spread it out more, I think we could have gotten a lot more hype for a long period of time. Like, we would still be getting those characters if they just decided to do a character a year or something. It's my biggest thing I hate about how McCloud does updates. An update is hype no matter what, even if it's only balance. That hype can last up to a month. But even if we got a patch with 10 new characters, it would only last maybe up to 3. I would just rather them spread out little amounts of content over a long period of time rather than all at one time. I'm just praying they decide to give us some content soon because we've been hungry for too long at this point and they've just been holding the food right in front of our faces. We just want a bite. Anyway, that's my prediction. There's also a chance that we just get nothing for the next year, but that's a world I don't want to think about. Thanks for watching, guys. Consider subscribing if you haven't, and have a good day.